Before I begin, I have an important ask to ask each of you. If you are sitting in this part of the congregation, Bima included, when I point to you, I want you to say, Chiribim. So let's try it. Chiribim. Well done. This half, Bima included. When I point to you, I want you to say, Chiribom. Let's try it. Chiribom. Chiribom. Years ago, in a very unique village, it's always a very unique village, there were two major families, the and they were enemies. They fought about everything. They fought about the land, they fought about the water, they fought about cows, they fought about chickens, and they fought about horses. They fought over the air, and they were very stubborn. The and didn't talk to each other. They barely even looked at each other. Whether they were in the synagogue or in the village square, in meetings they would sit opposite each other and just glare or shout or scream. And this feud had been going on for years, decades, maybe even centuries. No one could really remember, though, how it all began. What started it? What insult had provoked the first? Be proud of your Chiribimness. To scorn the, or maybe it was the who scorned the. It was very long ago. Rabbi Kibitz was the oldest and wisest of the leaders, and of course, students of our religious school know, rabbis are always the heroes of these stories. And she was tired of it. She was tired of the malice, the hatred, and all the tension and the fighting. So she decided to put an end to the problem. The and needed to come together to work out their differences. They were farmers. They worked the land. And they were neighbors, living so close, and yet they were so far apart. So what happened in those days? After a long rain, everyone in the village would go out into the woods to pick mushrooms. Brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandmothers, grandfathers, everyone would go to pick mushrooms for their lunches. They would bring empty baskets, and they would hunt for wild treasure mushrooms. The little ones would find lots of different kinds of funguses, and the older ones would teach the younger ones which ones were delicious, which ones were disgusting, and which actually were poisonous and might kill you. So during the rainstorm, Rabbi Kibitz sent a note to the asking them to join her for lunch in the forest after the rain. She also sent the note to the asking them to join her for lunch in the same place at the same time, thinking she could just bring them back together secretly. So early the next morning, as the rain finished, the rabbi put on her boots, put a basket over her arm, and marched into the forest. Finally, she would reunite these families. Her plan was first to find the, and then she'd find the, and they would work it out. But unfortunately, Rabbi Kibitz forgot her glasses. So she was having a bit of a hard time seeing where she was going. Soon she came upon a group of people. Chiribim, she asked them. They shook their heads. They answered, sighing. The rabbi continued her search. So she decided to change her tactics. She would meet the Chiribom first, and then the Chiribim. So soon she came upon another group of people. Chiribom, she asked them. They shrugged. The rabbi muttered, wandering off, Chiribimbombimbombimbom. Another group of people were asked, Chiribom? And they answered, the next group were asked, Chiribim? And they responded, oh, the rabbi was getting so frustrated. I chiri bim bom bom. I chiri bim bom bom. Back and forth, the rabbi was racing through the forest. If she asked chiri bim, they answered. And if she asked for chiri bom, they answered. The chiri bim and chiri bom were very stubborn, but they loved an argument. And neither group liked to admit to anything. Maybe they were playing tricks on the rabbi or just being stubborn. Bim, the rabbi asked. Bom, they answered. Bom, the rabbi asked. Bim, they answered. Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. She began to spin about. She asked another group, Bom, and they responded, Bim. Bom, bim. Inconceivable! Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. The rabbi was running and twirling, almost dancing. I chiri bim bom bom. I chiri bim bom bom. Her hair was everywhere. Her coat was flying. I chiri bim bom bom. Well, the Chiribim and Chiribom started laughing. They couldn't help themselves. Their rabbi, the wise old woman, remember, rabbis, very wise, not always very old. Their rabbi was acting like a chicken with her head cut off, like a frog trying to escape a pack of curious children, and all the time she was muttering to herself, chiri bim bom bom bom, I chiri bim bom bom. And they laughed. And they grinned, and they smiled, and they listened. And then suddenly they looked up. Across the forest, they saw something they had never seen before. They saw each other, smiling, and laughing, and grinning. They looked at each other, and they realized they all wore the same kind of clothes. They all had the same hats and shoes. They all had baskets of mushrooms ready for a picnic. So the came together in the middle of the forest. They shook hands and they hugged. The story obviously taking place before COVID. And of course, they had lunch. And it was very delicious. When they were done, they lifted up their poor, confused rabbi up on their shoulders because she was a little too dizzy to walk still. And together, they carried her back to the village singing, I chiri bim bom bom, I chiri bim bom bom. From that day on, they were no longer known as the but as the chiri bim bom bom. Rabbi Hillel used to say, if I am only for myself, what am I? The Chiribim and Chiribom were only for themselves at the beginning of the story, but then they realized how similar they were and how much more joyful they could be if they found common ground, share a meal, and share a laugh. May 5782 be a year of not being just for ourselves, but for everyone in our extended families and communities. Shana Tova.